Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Last week we had a great time talking about God is holy, and we talked about what that means, that God is holy and how that relates to us. And so this week we're actually going to change the subject a little bit, and we're going to talk about how God is love. And in the Bible there's a couple of places where it talks about that God is love and what that means for us. So we're going to kind of talk about that this week and just talk about what it means that God is love. And later on this week, we'll talk about more what that means for us and how we should relate in our everyday lives. So the scripture we're going to be using is 1 John 4:8, and it reads, "Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love." And so John, who wrote this book, is talking about how we can't love others because unless we know who God is, because God is love. And so if we aren't loving others, then we aren't loving God. And so really what this means is that everything that God does is love. Everything, a part of his being is love. And he does everything out of love for us because he is love. And so when we talk about love, it's easy to say, oh, well, I don't trust people who say that they love me or things like that because I've been hurt before. But the thing is, as we read the Bible and we read the different scriptures, we can actually trust in God's love because God's love is different than the world's love. And so we're going to do a demonstration to kind of show that a little bit.
Yeah, so what happens is that a lot of us would like to be able to experience like a love or be loved by someone. And the fact is that in this world, when a lot of things claim that they love us or that they want to help us and cherish us, really what they do is that they expect something in return. And if you just look about, maybe just relationships with other people, what will happen is that sometimes they will just start, just ripping away and expecting us to love, but not have love in return. So they'll start on one side and they'll start taking and taking, but not giving anything in return, meaning that what will happen is that we will end up being hurt by this. We will end up experiencing pain of just like being broken. But really what happens is that God's love doesn't do this. Actually, God was really the first one to love us and has shown us in many ways how he has wanted to love us throughout the whole Bible. And what happens is that with God's love, rather than taking away, it's really just giving to us and restoring us and bringing a healthy love back into our own lives so that we don't feel empty, so that we don't feel broken, but we will actually learn what it is, the love that's given to us and the love that we should give to others. In 1 Corinthians 13:4-8, this love that we want to talk about, what it says is that love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no records of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres, because love never fails.
And so you can see the difference between like the world's love and God's love, where the world's love does want to just take from us and just keeps destroying us sometimes because we keep pouring our love into things that aren't eternal. And with God's love, you can see in 1 Corinthians 13 that, God is patient and God is kind and God does not envy, does not boast, and so on. And the love that God gives really is huge, and it doesn't compare to anything else in the world because God's love is a perfect love. And God's love gives and it gives and it gives. And it's just absolutely a beautiful thing. It's like the purest form of what love is supposed to be. And so join us later on this week, and we'll talk a little bit more about how we can then show that love to others in a way that is honoring to God, and what that means just for us as Christians in the world. So join us next time.
See ya.